All right, we'll get started here. uh, Earnings is taking probably the reins of the market right now, which is fine. Notice the line had a good bump today. Would they kill at their earnings, right? Yeah, yesterday. So after some nice bump afternoon, it's above our buy threshold. So if you're looking to get in, be patient I'm sure that this line here is pretty heavy. It's from I think the recent high or all-time high coming down, so that's gonna still be in play. We have maybe a retest of this breakout is probably the next spot. So 280, which would still be below our buy threshold. That's probably a good spot. It's coming from a decent low and it's going outside the Keltner channel. So there's going to be a solid snapback. Question is, can we get down to, what would that be? Would that be the bottom of the monthly? So no. Okay, so maybe it comes back down in here and then get a little more aggressive if she gets down to like the 250 area where she's found some support. But this has been a nice solid setup. You can see that from here, right? She broke out here, came up, tested it, moved sideways, started battling against this sucker, right? And then popped out of there, got above this anchored VWAP from the proximal high, and then the earnings yesterday popped her above the 200. So you got some fundamental and technical momentum going here. It does have a solid volume shelf here, so we might have some time where even if it does get outside this sucker, she probably will at some point kind of roll over and retest that unless it has enough momentum. See, she's already reacquired this. This is what she's sitting on, plus the buy threshold. So she's sitting right on this. She might, if she really pops out and she's able to reacquire this and then grind up, we might have to chase a little bit. That's if you're looking to get in. I'm being patient here, but we'll see. Anybody else really popping? I gotta watch the Catalyst. Yeah, that's the one to watch out. Moderna, again, just like Pfizer and the things I've been saying for the last couple days, these guys got so much cash. They have an approved product that's been paid for by, the governments and the taxpayers and the people of the United States. It's all been paid for. It's just sitting there and it's collecting money regardless. People could say, "Oh, it's all over," but even if it's trailing, even if it's just $1 billion a quarter, why punish that company for basically getting $1 billion of free revenue? With decent margins, obviously, and proof of concept. I mean, now, like Moderna prior to that was, years away from really getting something on the market, first of all. Second of all, people are still like, I'm not really sure if this is really going to work. So now they do. Now they can show they could work in infectious diseases. So they can kind of, I hate to say it, but they're probably going to have, an easy time through the FDA with a lot of their infectious disease stuff. They can get the flu and that, all this other stuff that can be easily done with mRNA. And then go after the big guys with, obviously, like cancer vaccines. So they're looking good. So Bioreactor, I was a EW yesterday. Oh, she popped up too. Very nice. VRTX. Vive. Not bad. How'd Merck respond to earnings? Didn't they? So good. All right, not bad. I know they had beat on EPS. Oh wow. Okay, so solid beat on earnings as well. I just saw the EPS. So pulling in a positive EPS over a negative, which I'll look at the details. I have yet to look at it. I woke up early this morning specifically for that, and I have yet to get to it. Did GSK report too? Wasn't that yesterday? Oh, that's a good, yeah. So GSK is done with the Zantac situation. Another one, just like Bayer, which, by the way, Bayer, if you didn't see me I posted it in the chat last night. I mean, I said, hey, look around like probably 775, probably be low. Now, why did I say it was going to be low? Because that's where it would be sitting right on this that's where I estimated it would be on the RSI. So I'm looking, I'm adding to Bayer today. This, again, they're billions of dollars paying out. That's true. And what's crazy is everybody's like, oh, I don't know if they can afford that. It's so bad. Did anybody ever remember how some of these companies have insurance for this? And they, so, I mean, I'm not saying like it's that they're going to have to be paying some cash out here in some way, probably, but these guys have plenty of other ways to cover their butts. Monsanto is probably not losing any, business from it. A lot of this is just, I hate to say it's a money grab because it might be a legitimate thing, but there's a lot of people probably sitting there, including myself, saying, well, how do you actually prove that that's the reason why? And I'm one to say, like, hey, we're surrounded by stuff. There's products out all the time that gives us ailments and cancer and all that stuff, but I'm not going to sit here and say that this specific product is the reason why. As a, what was it? It was gardeners and like landscapers. Like, I mean, did they ever use like lawn equipment? Anything that was gas powered? How about that? Petrochemicals. Probably plenty of other chemicals and things that they're using. I'm not saying it's not the, Roundup, but it's the fact that it could be anything. Didn't Cardinal have a... They did, but look where it's sitting, right on top of... See, like, again, I'm going to show you every single day that she's right here. What was the low, though? Was it right on it? Low is... Are we at 450? So she's sitting on it right now. So at the market open, it'll be interesting to see if she holds this or falls below, hits maybe here, and then pops back up. Now, Cardinal Health, the momentum's crazy. I have yet to really adjust my buy targets because I'm skeptical and I'm kind of waiting for this to really fade. But I saw this. She just keeps, like, finding ways to pop up. But maybe that's just a little too much, too far, yeah. Is the monthly starting to fade a little bit? No. We have double top. Maybe. Now we might be seeing a setup if this gets to here, and because that's kind of a bearish divergence, right? So we have the monthly here. So the monthly is the same. It probably at a moment was a little higher, but so the monthly, higher share price, but lower RSI, right? And they're also seeing it on the daily, which is, hey, here's the high RSI, right? Starts to come down, fades. Now the share price is higher, but look where the RSI is, the daily RSI. So this is a start of, losing some momentum here. She needs to really... Well, let's see what this can do, actually. Because the question is she still holding uptrends? Because RSIs can be there for a moment, right? Just for a brief moment. But she can drop, yeah, so let's see if she drops below and bounces off this uptrend here. And then reacquires here. I mean, they still had a double beat. And I don't think the guidance was great, but... Oh, their 2024 guidance is boosted. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. This could just be, again, technical. there probably wasn't a whole bunch of buying. See, like one of the things about a lot of these algorithms is just finding the flow. And so after earnings, if you don't get a whole bunch of buyers stepping in after earnings, you got algos just selling against it, right? Because if good news doesn't create a really positive movement in the share price, right, and there's not a lot of buying volume after, once the buying volume's gone, sellers are just going to flip it the other way real quick. Those algorithms are going to flip that right on because they know that they can make a lot of money. If there's good news and it's not popping higher, people are exhausted. Buyer's exhaustion. Like, people are done buying up Cardinal, and they're just letting the positive news carry it higher. But there's nobody to carry it higher. Now, what's going on? All the helium's out of the balloon, right? So it's just time for it to come back down. And that's the unfortunate part, is that we have to deal with, Cardinal rolling over maybe here. The technicals tell me that she's almost done, but I might be wrong. She could probably bounce right off this RSI here and keep going up. She's still above this one here, so it's not over yet. All right, next. Oh, we did bioreactors. Align. Let's see how that's moving. Still looks good. VRTX unstoppable. I gotta check my sell targets for VRTX. I think we might be completely house money now. All right, BioBoom. I saw Agent was up. Oh, Adaptimmune. Do they have data or something? Wow. All right, guys. There's one, there's two, there's three. Look how this got grinded down. 4. That's even one right here. 5. But that's the one that connects a little higher up. So yeah, that's probably it right here. Yep, that's it. See? Look at that. You see that? See, like, how it was under that, and then why did it get, like, why was there this nice little burst here? Right? And it's because she broke this. Can't really get it here. We'll go with that. It's close enough, right? Broke out, came down, retested support. Rocket. Actually, it might even be a longer one. This one might be a little hard to draw, but it's like a trick shot here. Jeez, that might be even longer than that. Let's just try this one. That's probably it. It's probably from here. Maybe it might be this one even further out, which would almost probably match up anyway. But let's just see. Yeah, look. See what I'm saying? It's all presets, right? It's all algorithms, how they just get down to a valuation and the volume, and then once the selling is done and there's nothing else to do, there's all the chips are stacked on one side, and all we can do is just start moving the stacks of chips back the other way and make money on the trans. You know, it's all it is. It's all it is. Yeah, we'll go with that. So, big move. Where would we want to take this sucker? Yeah, probably right around the, maybe 95 on the retest, but it's $1. So that's one to put on there. TSVT still on there. She's going to get some cash. What else? Blue, keep an eye on that one. RIGL. Oh, Saris, keep an eye on that one. How's it exact? She's a little expensive, but is she weakening up enough? No. But look at that. That's the, everybody's most feared, basically. Besides the double or triple top and fade, this one's pretty bad too, which is the classic, head and shoulders type of setup. But we're looking to buy on this guy after hitting the sell targets, so we're looking to reload. We're looking for it. Now, would I mind this sucker go to infinity? No, wouldn't mind at all. Going to the moon, that'd be great, but unfortunately, that's not how things work. So we need to take advantage of what does work, is things coming back down to Earth and then grinding through the core of Earth, and we catch it on the other side, and we ride it back through, and then up to the moon. That's what we want. Rinse and repeat. And we're just looking for all those targets that get oversold, overbought, vice versa, and just take care of the flows. Ride the waves, man. Very easy. Sorry, I should say very simplistic, not easy. Simple to follow, but always risk. Next, what do we got? Does Kathy Wood know what she's doing? Alright, well maybe we can look for more. It's like sometimes I hate the fact that some of the stocks I like, she likes. Because when you hear for like the reasoning about it, it's just like, well, it's going to be what the future's about. And it's like, yeah, but how do you know that company is the future of what your idea is? I mean, yeah, maybe they have some sort of IP against certain things, but innovation easily creates workarounds on IP. There's no IP that makes you protect against the entire all the business. I mean, the entire industry. Like, you create a new industry and you're the leading company in that industry. You don't own the industry. Eventually, someone's going to find a workaround to get into it, even if you think you have all the. I mean, let's just take gene therapy and gene editing. Like, for example, what were we talking about? We had Edit and CRISPR and several other of these companies that now, some owns, they still have their products going forward, like Vertex and like some of these companies that are pushing gene editing, but who's the original owner to the IP is going to get paid. How is Edit doing, by the way? I haven't done too much with them. I'll take Edit today. You know why? It's getting bearish. Because again, like, oh, somebody's gonna be a little, might have a better product or something like that. I'm looking for when the market has to respect that it's oversold and the algorithms just say, oh, we can't sell it anymore. We're gonna take it the other way now because that's the best way we make money. Because the algorithms don't care to need to be right, and they don't need to be right. Algorithms can be right for 30 seconds. As long as they make money, everybody's happy. So even if we're riding something for like, a few days, that's okay. If it goes from one area to the next, that's fine. It's just what's the probability and what's its range, what's its trading range? Can it get from our buy target to a sell target? And if it can, in a decent amount of time that we're willing to risk, then go for it. It's just doing a little bit of homework, which is, are there any risks or pitfalls that we're not seeing between that time frame? And that's where, we avoid those tickers for a month or two, and then maybe, the circumstances are there technically and the time frame's still there. Can we go from buy target, buy threshold to sell target in the time frame that we need to? And is there a technical setup before the next big risk, right? And is it a good bullish setup? Make the meat in the middle. That's all you gotta do. You don't always have to get the bun. Don't have to get, the bun at the top or the bottom or all the other stuff. You just want the meat in the middle sometimes, guys. Just get the majority of the move. And if you got it and it's put something that's tangible money in your hand, great. You win. Somebody might hold on to it for like ever and be like, oh, I told you. But you know what? I'll give you an example. Like NVAX. This is a great example where it hit. The day it hit my sell target 3, a long, long time ago. And then like a day or two later, it was done. Let's just go to the monthly. And I'm sitting here. There's no way you can go from $4. But look, it's literally back to square one. I was on this sucker at $4, and my point was, hey, this was, years ago, obviously before the pandemic. And my idea was like, hey, their RSV and their flu vaccines are still in play. This is dirt cheap for something that could be on the market in a few years, right? And then COVID hits and it goes all the way up. And I'm like, oh, that's it. We're done. That's it. Game's over. But now we're dealing with a grind down lower and lower and lower. Well, that's fine. I mean, look at this. If she gets any lower than this, she's going to have a bullish setup, a bullish divergence, right? Yeah, because we're going to have a daily RSI. It's about the same right now. That's fine. She just needs to break this brown from the top over the next half. Yeah, we have about half a year. So 4 or 5 months from now, we might have a shot at this. Now, what can we say? Oh, look at the volume down here. Now it's just tight ranges, but they're taking somebody else's shares, accumulating it, even though it's selling pressure, right? NVAX now has a product. All right, anyway. I think we'll end it there. All right, I'll put some of these names into watch list in the chat and then go from there. Not as much movement. I was expecting a little bit more today, but it just seems the reaction to Powell yesterday The economics are still helping. Economic numbers are still helping and hurting the movements, but they just seem to be like a 12-hour little blip, and then we're just back to grinding higher. And everybody who's been freaking out, right? We've had one amber month. We've had 1 month where it's like, man, this is not looking too bullish. Look at this. World coming to an end pandemic? No, we got to go higher because, that's what the market does. Anyway, next we will I'll put those names into the chat, and then I might do something. If something's happening around 11 o'clock, maybe noon, I'll throw myself back on here, and we'll go from here. All right. The other thing I'll try to do is get the radio on, maybe get some the Bloomberg news, and I'll just let this stream for a bit so you guys have stuff to at least listen to and watch. All right. Yeah. So it's basically the same watch list as yesterday, plus a few more. Anything else that's big today? A couple earnings in the afternoon or after market, but that's it. All right. So that's it. Good luck and stay healthy.